This is me. And here are some things that I'm known for.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Wait, this one feels wrong. Let's play the right one. And this chump is Brock and some things that he's known for. Boom, we're back. And today we have No Gi with your favorite channel, Tyler on the left, the black belt, and Brock, the black belt, on the right. And you have to notice something special about this role. We are both wearing very stylish rash guards that you too can get from my link in the description below. I'm wearing a red Squid Game one because I love that show, and Brock's wearing his hillbilly farmer one because he's a, how do I say this? Brock's kind of a hillbilly himself. Now, what are you going to learn in this role? You're going to learn how to methodically destroy Brock Larson because there's never been a round where I've lost against this man. So if you want to know how to beat somebody much better than you, then just keep watching because it just gets better from here. You're going to see me destroy Brock once I can pass this reverse half guard that I've set myself in. The goal in this position is that I want to go under one elbow and around his head, and then I want to elevate his leg. Unfortunately, Brock is able to scoop under my leg, and typically when most people do this, it doesn't really matter. They can't do anything to get out, but Brock is able to turn me over to my back. Now, that was all calculated, of course. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to go to inverted guard because what else would you do against Brock other than let him get on top? Sounds like a good idea to me. Now, inverted guard is good if you can actually use your legs. However, he's pushing my legs down and I'm not able to get my legs free exactly as I want. I can't put my feet in the armpits, which would really help me out here. So I have to start bailing and working towards turtle and then hopefully working towards guard. Here's the thing. If you do it in one big motion, Brock is probably going to catch me in a position I don't want to be in. So I have to do this slowly, even though he is controlling my hip with his left arm. And I'm trying to move out of this spot so I can have a little bit more freedom. I turn into him slowly here, and now I'm starting to bring my legs in as I sit. Now this was a good job by me because he's not able to pass my guard even with all his immense pressure, and now I'm going to try and get my insteps in so I can work towards a butterfly guard. I'm also trying to get an underhook on Brock with my left arm, but I have to be careful of that because I don't need him to break my shoulder by going for a whizzer. We can see here that Brock brings his left arm out and he's trying to use this to scoop my head up. It's always important when they're on top of you that you need to monitor this arm so they can't get to the bonus head. I am able to get to butterfly, yippee, but guess what? I don't get to do much from here. Once I'm in the butterfly, Brock is going to start scooting around. When Brock is on top in butterfly guard, look how he sits in butterfly. He has so much weight backwards that even if I were to try and sit up into the guillotine, it's going to be difficult to do. He starts going for his over-under pass because he always likes to do this to me, especially somebody that grabs the head. Now, I'm trying to defend this the correct way. That would mean that I push his head enough that I can bring my left leg around to get in front of his head. I think he knows that I do this for a defense every time he goes for the over-under, so he is trying very hard to keep his head on the inside. I'm trying with all my might to get out of this spot, but you don't understand how much pressure he's putting in on my hips. This looks about like most roles that I do with Brock, but like I said, you have to keep watching because I systematically destroy Brock in this role. Right now I'm trying to do the ghost escape where I can use both arms under him. Doesn't really work the best because he has my head controlled, and we can see here, I talk about all the time, my back is flat to the mat. I don't want to have my back flat to the mat, I just don't really have a choice. I tell everybody you can't escape these positions if it is pinned, and I'm trying to get my left shoulder off the mat and scoot under him, but it just feels like there's too much weight. Now, because I'm going to sit here for a while, let's do my question of the day. My question today is, how many black belts are at your gym and how do you do with them? We actually have quite a few black belts at our gym, but most of them are recently promoted, so I don't have any issue with them. I only have issues with Brock and Tony. The other ones are all fine. So let me know in the comments how you do with the guys at your gym that are upper belts. And if you don't have any black belts, feel free to say brown belts and how you do with them. Anything works. I am able to get to my side here, and I'm trying to crawl out of this position, but he brings his arm back in. I already know what Brock wants from this spot. I just couldn't stop him from doing it. I'm trying to keep my arm shallow, but at the same time trying to reach around his leg, because if I can get his leg, then I'm going to be free. Instead, I get put in the bonus head position. I know what you're all thinking, that is a terrible name, but guess who invented the name for it? The guy on top of me. So if you want to take it up with anyone, take it up with him, because I'm not going to. Now what it looks like is what you see right here. My left arm is completely trapped, I'm pinned. He has the regular bonus head, but he has my arm caught in there as well. Now he can do whatever he wants to me, and really I just have to take it. I'm just happy we're not in prison, because this could be a much different scenario. I'm trying to do anything I can, I'm bridging into him, but you really have no choice here. You just kind of have to wait and hope that he taps me out so I can move on to the next roll, because like I said, I'm going to destroy him. Also, I beat up a lot of people on this channel, so it's fair that I get my own licks in as well, and this is what Brock has to say.
One arm. Holding him, hold one arm. One arm. He's got a bridge up. Jesus Christ. Now this hand sneaks through. Ow. I engage.
Tyler, you suck.
Yeah, here's the submission. He just kind of clamps everything together, grabs my head, and applies a crap ton of pressure. That's my bad shoulder, so it already hurt, but even if it was my good shoulder, if I have one of those, I still would have tapped. Don't think that just because I had a bad shoulder, that's the reason he got me. Now this is where the animal comes out. I got tapped one time, so of course I'm going to beat Brock up for that. I'm working on top of him and I'm trying to put some pressure on him. Now it isn't the best start because he's using reverse de la Hiva just to pull me in. Once he has my leg captured, I have to start entering the Brock system. I know Brock loves deep half, but I don't necessarily mind being in deep half because it always makes me better. Also, we saw when I was in reverse half, I didn't do much there. Now that I am in deep half, Brock is starting to rotate his hips because that's how you complete the sweeps. He's rotating towards his right and now he's going towards his left. I know what he's doing as he pulls my leg out, so I'm going towards the front head / sprawling position. But I think we should watch this one again in slower motion because this is really crisp motion from Brock. As he's rotating me around, he makes sure to get me going on both hips, then he can spin out. I am able to sprawl and go towards the front head, but I should have gone for something like a guillotine because instead I try and spin behind him, but he times it for when I spin, he's going to pull guard. So this doesn't work out too well for me. Now Brock is going to stand up and I'm glad that he did. I should have shot this double right here because I had a good entry and he definitely wasn't ready for it. I just don't want to shoot under this guy because I can imagine about how that would go. Now we're tying up and I do have an underhook, but wrestling with Brock when there's such a huge weight difference is just crazy. Weight classes exist for a reason, and especially in wrestling that matters so much more. I can't get my hand free here and Brock is going to toss me against my will, even though I could see what he was going for a mile away. He had my arm trapped so well that there's nothing I could do. Now, believe it or not, I may have lied a little bit because I definitely did not destroy Brock in this role. Nonetheless, I think it was entertaining for everybody to see that I too get beat up. If you appreciate the role, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, don't forget, if you want to have awesome gear like Brock and I have here, you can get your own gear from my link in the description. Again, thanks to all my current viewers, and also thank you to my current patrons. I will be back and hopefully not get smashed next time.